So I'm gonna insert, we're gonna put two pictures in.
Welcome to a new video. My name is Joseph, and the truck finally had its first issue. But at this point in the clip, as you can see Aubrey recording, I realized all the audio while in the car can only be heard with the volume set to max. So I just thought I'd summarize all of this for you very quickly through audio. So obviously we can move on to the more important part of the vlog. So while driving the truck Sunday morning at around 9:30 a.m., going at about 90 miles per hour, I felt a loss of power in the power steering. So while I was moving the steering wheel, trying to keep the vehicle straight, obviously, down the road, I noticed it had stiffened up. My immediate thought, because the vehicle has a hydraulic power steering, which rotates using the serpentine belt, I immediately thought to pull over. We were right in front of a gas station, no issues. Pulled over, left the vehicle running, popped the hood, and after visually inspecting under the hood, the serpentine belt and all the pulleys, I noticed that our serpentine belt had just been pushed to the side on top of the AC compressor, completely detached from our crank pulley, and our tensioner pulley had completely melted off. So I instantly turned the vehicle off because obviously we have no water pump, we have no alternator. The vehicle would not run for much longer. Turned the vehicle off, quickly searched up for a replacement part. Luckily, we had one in stock at the nearest parts store, AutoZone, down the road, for 86 bucks. So all of that information leads us to the best part of the video. Glad you guys have stayed so far. I appreciate you for being here, and hope you guys enjoy. Peace. All right, so we're back from AutoZone, and we got our part. We got our part. Essentially, what broke is our belt tensioner, as you can see. This is a two-piece belt tensioner. It's got an idler pulley. An idler pulley on it, and this is the tensioner pulley. You can see the difference. One has ridges on it, and one does not. So instead of replacing just instead of replacing the tensioner pulley, we're just going to replace the whole tensioner itself because it's the only thing they had in stock. So fuck it. Truck. See you guys in a beer.
Cheers.
That was so corny.
Yeah, it was.
So as I was explaining, down there is the part that we're going to be replacing. As you can see, there is a broken pulley. The pulley that broke off is our tensioner pulley. These pulleys are made out of plastic. All of them are. So after some time of warming up and cooling back down, the plastic gets brittle. And when I first started this truck up, when I put in the new transmission, I noticed it was making a sound coming from the serpentine belt, and I knew it was probably the tensioner. So I have thought about this before, and fortunately AutoZone had a part down the road. We got it here, and let's go ahead and replace it. Obviously, it comes out very easy, and we have enough space because one of our pulleys is already broken. And I'll be showing you the pulley once we get that out. Once we take that off, we want to make sure our bolt looks all right. It looks pretty good. It wasn't that tight, so I'm assuming it doesn't need to be torqued down a crazy amount. Obviously, we don't necessarily have the proper equipment right now to torque a bolt down, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. But if we do torque something down, or if we do remove a bolt that holds obviously a very important component on our engine, we usually want to torque it down. So in this occasion, we're just going to imitate. So we got our new bolt started. I'm going to push our pulley back all the way. Just going to put our socket on it. Just gonna drive it in by hand. Never drive a bolt in with your gun, impact gun, drill, whatever. Always do it by hand first. As far as you can. Now, obviously our bolt is in. No wiggle room. We know we're not going to fuck up the threads if we use an impact gun. We know it's not going to get damaged. Now we can use an impact if we're going to use an impact or a angle wrench, angle electric wrench, whatever. But I'm just going to drive it in all the way by hand because I don't have either right now. And obviously we got a pretty tight fit here. As mentioned before, this does lock in. As you can see right there, it doesn't wiggle excessively to the right or to the left. It locks in to a single place. I'm making sure it's locked in before I drive the bolt all the way down. Just gonna continue driving that bolt in as I press the tensioner with my other hand. And now that I've got no wiggle room outwards and only wiggle room there, I'm gonna put this back on. Just gonna tighten her up. Give it a good old tight. Boom. Beep, 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 beep. And she's torqued. So now that she's tight and she doesn't move at all, obviously, when installing something like this, you definitely feel when the bolt is just too tight to keep going. An excessive amount of force is needed to genuinely fuck up a bolt or break a bolt like this. That's why I mentioned the impact, using an impact or a electric ratchet. I don't know, most of these bolts I install by hand and using a wrench or a ratchet. So let's put the serpentine belt back on. There we go. Obviously, once you got your serpentine belt on, once you put your serpentine belt back on, you just want to make sure. I'm gonna take a quick look, make sure it all looks nice and tight. There's no excessive amount of belt hanging off any of the pulleys. Nothing is tangled off, curved or anything. And always follow the belt routing. Always check over yourself. Very important. Oh, we look good. Let's turn her on.
He's turning it on right now. You guys can get a look at what the engine looks like.
Everything's spinning perfectly. Yeah, well, there you go. That's done. Goodbye.